Many people will spend hours online waiting to get a bracha from a tzaddik. They'll wait by Reb Chaim Kanevsky for hours to hear what? Bracha v'atzlacha. Now it's been abbreviated, I've heard. He says, BUHA, an acronym for bracha v'atzlacha. And people wait hours to get a bracha from a tzaddik. Moshe Rabbeinu in this week's parsha gives a bracha to Klal Yisrael. What did it take to get Moshe's bracha? They say the Chavetz Chaim, someone once approached the Chavetz Chaim and asked him for a bracha. And he said, you want a bracha? Shabbos is the Mekor HaBracha. Keep Shabbos, you'll get a bracha. Some people demand something of us to get a bracha, others will give it out for free. What type was Moshe? Did Moshe demand something from Klal Yisrael? Why did it take him so long to give the Jews a bracha? He's been with them for years. It's only in this week's parsha we find Moshe gives Klal Yisrael a bracha. In Perek Lametes Pasuk Mem Gimel, Vayar Moshe es kol hamalacha v'hinei asu oisa kasher tziva Hashem kein asu vayivarech oisam Moshe. It was when Moshe saw all of the work that the Jewish people did in building the Mishkan, that they did it, and they did it the way Hashem commanded them to do it. Vayivarech oisam, then Moshe gives them a bracha. The pasuk is a little interesting. It sounds a little repetitive. It says, V'hinei asu oisa, they made it. Kasher tziva Hashem kein asu, the way Hashem commanded them, they made it. Vayivarech oisam Moshe. What is the double asu? They made it twice. They only made one Mishkan. Rav Shamshon Rafal Hirsch teaches us such a beautiful, important lesson. He says, this is what the pasuk is saying. Moshe saw two things in Klal Yisrael. Number one, he saw, behold, v'hinei, asu oisa. They did it. With their whole personality, devotion, enthusiasm, they put all of themselves into this project. Asu oisa, they did it. But it was more than that. You see, when I make a project, when someone gives me a project to do, you'll see my signature on the bottom. You'll see, oh, that must have been Blinder's. You can tell it's his style. Here, an amazing thing. Hundreds of thousands of people participated in building this Mishkan. And it was kasher tziva Hashem kein asu. They did it exactly as prescribed. There was no individuality. You didn't see the individuality of a person in the construction of the Mishkan. It was done exactly as said. Nobody added, nobody detracted. So Moshe's like, wow. Asu oisa, they did it. And kasher tziva Hashem asu oisa, they did it exactly as prescribed. Rav Hirsch calls this freedom in obedience and obedience in freedom. You see, there's a dichotomy in Judaism. The Ramchal points out in the beginning of Masilas Yesharim, we live l's'aneg al Hashem, to derive great enjoyment and benefit from the Rebbeinu Shalom. L'nanis b'ziv hashchina. But that enjoyment is chayvasai ba'olamai, is our obligation. We are obligated to get enjoyment. That's freedom in obedience. We're given bechira, and there's obedience and freedom to choose how we're going to use our free choice. When you're able to synthesize those, when you're able to willingly do what you're obligated to do, that creates a simcha. That's when Moshe gives his bracha. And what's the bracha that Moshe Rabbeinu gives us? He says, Yehi ratzon shetishra shchinasai b'masa yadeichem. Hashem the Shechina should dwell in what you've done. And he says, V'hinayam Hashem Elokeinu aleinu. That pleasantness of Hashem, that blissfulness of being with Hashem should be with us. In what way? V'masa yadeinu koinene aleinu u'masa yadeinu koineneu. What does that mean? Masa yadeinu, our handiwork, koinene aleinu, He should establish for us. That's our freedom. It's our handiwork. We're asking Hashem, let our handiwork survive, let it be something real. It's our freedom, what we're going to do. But let it not be just that, random. It should be Yumasi Yadeinu Kaineneyu. He should establish it for us, what He wants. We should have the koyach, we should find the strength to be able to channel our free will, our bechira, into what Hashem desires from us. And in that way, we'll be zeicha to have the Shekhinah dwell amongst us.